Hi, how's everybody doing? As Kevin said, my name is Kaela, and I have a confession to make. I am a conformist, a rule follower, somebody who does that which it is that they are supposed to do. And it was very interesting about how I came about this revelation. You know, I was planning and preparing for this talk this afternoon, and I was thinking, gee, I don't make and play cigar box guitars, and I certainly haven't done anything as cool as inventing a driverless car. In fact, the reality of the situation is, y'all don't know me from Adam. So I figured what I would do this afternoon is give you guys an opportunity to get to know me. So like I said, my name is Kaela, and I am a conformist, a rule follower, one who does that which she is supposed to do. And the reality of the situation is, I'm just a little black girl from Blythewood, South Carolina, trying to live the American dream. Because that's what you're supposed to do, right? Live the American dream. I went to Washington and Lee University, which is in Lexington, Virginia, which for those of you who don't know, is the whitest school on the East Coast. No, really, the school is named after Robert E. Lee and George Washington, two of the oldest, whitest guys in history. When I graduated, there were 409 of us in my class. Out of the 409, 22 were black. Out of that 22, 9 of us were American. The rest were African, Jamaican, international students. And so it was really funny because I would tell people I went to Washington and Lee, and they'd be like, that's a really good school. Well, yeah, isn't that what you're supposed to do? Go to a really good school? And I'm a conformist. I do what I'm supposed to do. So I went to a really good school. Side note, I had a conversation in campus one day with a friend of mine who was the president of the Young Republicans, and we were having lunch, and there was all kinds of craziness going on, kids showing up in blackface, articles about how we were there just to fill a quota. And I was like, John, what is going on around here? And he was like, okay, really? There are some people on campus who are concerned that you're trying to turn this into the Al Sharpton School of Learning. Really? Really, John? Have you seen me? I'm a conformist. I'm just as bougie as you are. Just happen to be a little bit brown. But it's all good. So I graduate from Washington and Lee, have my degree in broadcast journalism, mass communications, and then go get a job. Because that's what you're supposed to do, right? You graduate, you get your degree, you put your degree to work, you get a job. And was very proud of the job that I had. Worked in broadcast for a little bit and then realized that I really enjoyed PR. And so I pursued a career in PR and found myself in the fortunate enough position to marry two things that I really like, which are history and PR, and got this job at the South Carolina Confederate Relic Room and Military Museum. I know it's a mouthful, so I'll say it again. The South Carolina Confederate Relic Room and Military Museum. I know y'all are like, gee, she really got a thing for old white guys, don't she? So I have this job at the Relic Room, and I'm loving it because I am living the American dream. I've got this job that I like. I'm putting my degree to use. I have these people I work with, and I love it. And people would look at me and be like, Confederate Relic Room, huh? And I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, did they see you before they hired you? Y'all are laughing, I'm serious. Or they'd ask the question, why? Because it's a job, and that's what you're supposed to do. And I'm a conformist, and I do what you're supposed to do. Or my favorite question would be, so how are the Confederates treating you over there? Y'all are laughing, I'm serious. These are real questions that I got. So, you know, depending on how I felt that day, I'd be like, well, how are your white folks treating you today? Or, you know, well, them white folks treat me right kindly, thank you. Y'all are laughing, but I'm serious. And I would find it shocking because as far as I can see, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm living the American dream. I'm a conformist. Another side story. One of my favorite people are actually members of the Sons of Confederate Veterans. And so one day, one of the guys asked me to come out and give a talk about the museum to his Golden Club. Golden Club, I know, right? More old white guys. So I go and I give my little talk, and we have this great conversation. And afterwards, he comes up to me and he's like, Kaela, that was such a great talk. We loved it. You have such a grasp of the King's English. Who says that? Really? But, you know, the way I saw it, he was saying that I am so good at doing what it is that I'm supposed to do, I even speak English the way that I'm supposed to. So I took it as a compliment. So now I work for the airport, and in that job, I spend a lot of time with politicians, movers and shakers, people who made the rules, who like the rules, and want you to follow the rules, which works for me because I'm a rule follower. So I learn the rules, and I follow the rules, and I play the game. I do what I'm supposed to do. And so I'm taking all of this into consideration as I plan for my talk this afternoon, and I'm thinking about you guys, and I'm thinking about my life, and it occurs to me that, yes, I'm a conformist. I'm a rule follower. I do what it is that's supposed to be done. And yet people constantly underestimate me, which has given me the opportunity to maneuver within this world of expectations and catch people by surprise, which has given me the opportunity to do things that I want to do and take advantage of opportunities because folks don't see me coming. And so what I want you guys to take away from me this afternoon is that I know y'all are like 15, 16, 17 on, you know, rebels, trailblazers, rule breakers, doing your own thing. But I'm willing to bet that there are a number of you guys out there in the audience who are like me, who are rule followers, who are doing what you're supposed to be doing, who are living within the parameters that you've been given. But what I want you fellow conformists out there to know, that being a conformist is not just a just. It is an opportunity to gain an opportunity within the system to use the rules to change the game. Thank you.